Oh, you have to hit the unmute button for the phone to work. Good morning, Brian. Good morning, everybody. I'm so excited. Hey, technology, Brian. Oh, gosh. Good morning, everybody. Welcome to the Wake Up Call. As Brian told you, my name is Diane Hochman. I'm here in lovely Wolcott, Connecticut. And I'm going to dig into something this morning, and then later on this afternoon, I'm going to be doing a training where I just really want to get into something that it's pure simplicity, and yet people tend to overthink it and overcomplicate it. So the topic today is know your prospect, know your system. And I'm going to talk about how I do it. And I don't necessarily do it the same way that everybody else does it. And I don't teach it the same way everybody else does it. And what I want you to do is take in what I'm talking about today. I never contradict anybody because everybody has their different ways of doing things. Just like, if you're going to bake a pie, everybody's got a special way that they bake a pie. They're going to cook beef stew. Everybody cooks it differently. But what I do know is that when I started in business, I had two little kids, and I don't know where all the parents are. I know you're out there, but with two little kids being at home, I didn't have time to complicate things. I just didn't have that as a choice. It wasn't an option for me because I had to make money and I had to get it done. So I had to streamline. And then today, there's a lot of people, especially up in Canada. Shout out to my friends in Canada. I know it's been crazy up there. There's a lot of people that are homeschooling, whether they wanted to or not, or if they're not homeschooling, the kids are sitting in front of a computer, but they need to be there with their kids. And so those folks are even more in a crunch than I ever was because, mine were 3 and 6 when they started, and eventually I got to send them off to school. I can't even imagine having them home. Then there's a whole nother segment of people that have full-time jobs and they're working for extra income, or they're working to eventually be free from the job. And I think both are awesome. A lot of people are saving for special things or kids' colleges, or I was able to pay my daughter's college cash, which is pretty nice. Or there's people who are saving for retirement. We have a whole generation, actually more than one generation of people that are all getting to retirement age and figuring out they're not in good shape. So there's a lot of people that are working and trying to make extra income. So with that being said, there's not, overcomplication is a plague for folks. So I'm going to talk about now your prospect, and I'm going to go deep into this afternoon, and we're going to take questions. And it's, if you're not a member of My Lead System Pro, ask the person who invited you. You can get into this training today for $1. And this is years and years and years worth of experience speaking. Okay. A lot of times when we start to try to figure out our prospects, which I think it's phenomenal to try to figure out our prospects, because a lot of people go from, it was like a chant. You'd be in a stadium of 30,000 people. Who's the product for? Everybody. And quite frankly, there is no product that's for everybody. And the idea of chasing people around and trying to convince them to buy something from you, it worked back in the 80s and maybe even in the 90s. But today, it doesn't really work well. So we need to know who our prospect is. And a lot of people started from a you-centric, like a me-centric place. Okay, this is who I want to work with. I want women that are 45 and above, have children that are teenagers or grown, that have this, this, and this. That's a me-centric thought process. And I watch people all the time, and I ask them about their prospects, and they rattle off all the things that their ideal prospect should be. And yes, on the internet, there's ways we can target by knowing certain things about people. And I think that's great. But most of us are online networkers, which is a different animal, by the way. It's a very different animal. You can be a straight network marketer, which is awesome, which is prospecting and asking people, the question, are you open, right? We can be an internet marketer, which is about building sites and search engine optimization and running ads and conversions, right? What I always call hits, clicks, and conversions, right? Or you can be a hybrid, which is the place that most of us fall when we're coming down the road. Some of you guys will become heavy duty internet marketers eventually, but most of us are coming from, we're networking, whether we're in network marketing, affiliate marketing, whatever it is we're selling, even e-commerce, we're networking, but we do it online, which is what we specialize in teaching, social media, etc. So I am targeting from an internet sense, internet marketing sense is different than targeting from an online networking sense. So what I teach people is that you want your thought process about your prospect to be them-centric, not you-centric, okay? It's not about me, it's about them. So I spend my time thinking about who are the people that are looking for what I have. What are they thinking about all day long? What are they worrying about? What keeps them up at 2 o'clock in the morning? What are they dreaming about? What are they hoping for? What have they been through? And this is a very important part of this process. What have they been through before in their pursuit of the thing that they want? For example, weight loss. If you talk to someone who's been trying to lose weight for a long time, they've been through a lot. They've tried shakes, they've tried pills, they've tried walking, they've tried lifting weights, they've tried low carb, they've tried high carb, they've tried intermittent fasting is the hot thing right now, right? They've tried it all, and being aware of what they've been through is critical. So the first thing I want to find out is I'm looking for people that are looking for me, okay? The line my mentor taught me that I use over and over and over. I'm looking for people that are looking for me, which means I am connecting with people and seeing if they happen to be looking for the type of thing I do. When I find that out, I want to know what have they, I got to find out if they're serious. Are they even looking? Okay, because that's the first thing. I need to know that someone's looking. Second thing, I need to kind of in my mind understand what they've been through. And I'm not talking about each individual, but the way you find this out is by talking to individuals and hearing their experiences. But I'm talking about in general. For example, if somebody's trying to bring their home business online, I can tell you right now, if I talk to you individually for about 30 seconds, I'd know exactly where you are, exactly what you've been through, exactly what your frustrations are, exactly what's going down the road. Now, the way I learned this was I kept a notebook. The notebook said my people on it, my people. And every time somebody gave me a Blue's Clue, right? Anybody had kids that grew up on Blue's Clues, right? Every time somebody gave me a clue as to who they are, who this marketplace is, I would write it down. And it started as like a jigsaw puzzle. In the beginning, I started to have a little bit of an idea. You know, everybody talks about their pain points. I also talk about their joy points, right? What causes them pain, but what's their bliss? Because sometimes pain will usually pull people more than bliss. We'll talk about this on the training, get into it. But bliss will pull them. Fantasy will pull them, right? So I'm making this notebook and I'm starting to kind of see the picture, right? Maybe we get the edges first, and it's like a jigsaw puzzle. And then we start filling it in. And all of a sudden, boom, you see a picture. Who are these people? What do they need? What do they want? How do I just give it to them? And the reason why it becomes so easy after a while, if you work on this, it's because you know exactly what to say. Everybody's like, I don't know what to say. That's because you don't know your prospect and haven't spent the time on really knowing who they are. Who are they? So I'm going to get into that this evening. And I'd love to go in depth, and I will go in depth. We can't do it this morning, although after this, we're going to go over to the mlspfanpage.com, and you certainly can ask me questions. But I want to talk about the second component of this formula. So when you need to know who they are, you need to know what they want, what keeps them up at night, what gives them joy, what gives them bliss, what are they looking forward to. Like me, I wanted to be home with my kids, okay? And I didn't want to be in my job. So anything that would get me to be able to do that turned me on. So when somebody talked about these things or showed me mothers that were making six figures, my eyes bulged out of my head. Now, if somebody showed me a hot rod car, I didn't care. Right? I didn't care. I did not care about driving a Maserati. I cared about taking off the suit, taking off the high heels, peeling off the pantyhose, and being at home on the floor playing with my kids. That's what I cared about. And I was looking for a vehicle and a way to get there. That was what my thing was. And there's millions of women like me out there. There's millions of people right now that are trying to figure out how they're going to keep their lifestyle once they retire. They'd like to retire, but they know if they do, their lifestyle goes down the drain. And they like to go out to dinner, and they like to go on vacation, and they like to play golf or whatever it is that they like to do, go shopping. And they know that their income will be half, if not even a quarter, of what they're making now. And they're just petrified about how things are going to work out. That person has a different message. Do you guys follow this? So now, once we work on this, and it takes time, you're not going to learn it in a day, but like I said, it's clues, and you keep writing them down. You have to care enough about your market to write this down. Do it I kept a notebook, but you could do it on your phone. Just have a little note set, and every time you discover a new clue, write it down, and just keep looking at this and thinking about this. And then how do you present what you have in a way that's appealing to them? Now, the next thing is knowing your system. And I could train on the My Lead System Pro system. Well, it's funny because I could give you a synopsis in about 15 minutes and have you up and running in 15 minutes, and I do with people. But on the flip side, I could train you about the aspects of it and all the features and all the things you can do with it probably for the rest of my life, because it's pretty neat, right? There's a lot of stuff in there. But here's the two things you need to know when you walk in the door, because everybody goes, it's overwhelming. Well, it is. If you walk into a library and you try to read every book in a day, you're going to get overwhelmed, right? Hi, librarian. I'd like to read all the books, and I want to know which one is going to be the one that's going to make me the richest. Librarian wouldn't know where to point you. She wouldn't know what to do with you, because the premise of that is kooky, right? So when you enter a system, this system, any network marketing company, anything that you're marketing right now, I'm literally working 3 launches at the same time. 3 launches at the same time, because they all happen to be in the same week. And so I had to figure out how to present 3 things at once, which has been pretty interesting. If you're on my list, you're watching me, I'm juggling like a circus, 3 things, right? But I want to promote all 3 of them. They're all really good. So all I need to know, and you guys will laugh because I'm a procrastinator and I put it off, and finally it was like the things were launching and I was getting all the emails like, it starts tomorrow, and I'm like, snap, I better figure it out. First thing I do is I went and found the link. How do I generate a lead? Write this down, please. Write this down, okay? How do I generate a lead? If you don't know how to generate a lead, you ain't got nothing, okay? Now, very often, there's more than one link, and that's what stops people up. Like an MLSP, we have probably about 20 ways to generate a lead. Plus, you can make your own, okay? And so that confuses people. Pick 1 or 2. Pick one. Just pick a way to generate a lead, okay? I am the number 1 earner here. I do not use all the ways to generate a lead. Let me say that again. I'm aware of all the ways to generate a lead, but I don't use them. I use probably 3, okay? Sometimes they add a new one and I add that into my repertoire, but I probably use 3, maybe 4, okay? I'm the number 1 earner. I don't use all of these. All you need is one way to generate a lead. That's it. Okay, so 3 launches. All 3 of them gave me a way to generate a lead. Several of them gave me more than one way to generate a lead. I also could create my own way to generate a lead. Guess what? I use their system, their tool. One way, generate a lead. Now I know who my people are. I'm working on that. I'm getting an idea. I'm starting to get an idea how to talk to the people, And my mentor taught me, you don't talk at people. You don't talk to people. You talk in to people, into their heart, into their soul, into their dreams, into their fears. I know it's mean, but you have to. Okay, it's for their own good, right? Into all of those things. And by the way, don't you do that with your kids? Don't you do that if you have kids, or your dogs even, but dogs are different. Okay, you talk to the kids about what they want to motivate them to take an action. You talk to them about what they're afraid of to motivate them to get in an action. You talk about the thing that they get to do this weekend to get them to take an action, right? Right? That's what we do. We do that with partners, love life partners, you know. You talk to them what they want. Ladies, you know what I'm talking about. Not to get weird. Okay, so you find out, how do I generate a lead? One way, okay? And then if you're sophisticated, if you're more fancy, if you know more, great, get 2, get 3, even make your own. But what you want to have is a singular focus. I'm driving the leads into this place, okay? So, and people might go, but different people have different needs. I understand. But I talk to them about what they want, and then I present what I have as the solution. For example, if you'd like to check out, maybe you're a guest here today, I have these incredible tools that can help you build your business online. The bulk of it is done for you. We have the capture pages, we have the giveaways, we have the ebooks, we have the courses, we have everything you need, like training wheels to get you off and running and get your sales and action going and generate leads for whatever you're working on. It's $1 to try it. Would you like to try? Okay. It doesn't matter what the link is. What matters is you understand the people and you can package the link as the thing they need. We'll get into this on the training this afternoon. So I know how to get a lead, okay? And then the other thing I know how to do is how to make a sale. Oftentimes the link to generate a lead and the link to generate a sale are 2 different things. And what I know is when somebody's ready to buy, you better be ready to sell them, okay? When somebody's ready to buy, you better know how to give them the link to buy. I talk to people. I've been in a company for 3 years. I don't know how to sell a product. What do you mean you don't know how to sell it? How do you get a lead for the program? How do you, or I sometimes I'll say to someone, hey, I want to try that. Send me over the link. I don't know what the link is. Guys, it's like your cash register. Okay, it's your cash register. And if you don't know how to get a lead and you don't know what the person's all about, and you don't know how to give them the link to make a sale or take their money, however you do it, you ain't got a business. Okay, that would be like I open a store, but there's no front door. I'm in the middle of the woods, right? So there's no traffic, no people going by, and I don't have a cash register if somebody wanted to buy something. That would be weird, right? But that's what people do in their business. So those are the things. This is me. I can't speak for somebody else. Some people have very sophisticated systems. God bless them. I think it's wonderful. Somebody might look at me if you're brand new and think my systems are sophisticated. They're not, but you might think they are, okay? But in the end, it's know your prospect. Them-centric, not you-centric, not about what you want, not about who you want to work with. People get into this thing, well, I'm only going to work with people that I want to work with. Okay. But I want you to think, who do you want to attract? What are the things that are important to them? And then when they get to you, how do you get them into your system? How do you generate that lead, get that contact information so that you can follow up? Hopefully you're starting to learn, as we learned last night, that following up via email is it's not complicated. It takes a little time. You got to sit down and focus, but it is a cash cow game. That's how I'm working 3 launches right now. I can never do that personally, reaching out to people. I have a list. I talk to the list. And then the people who are interested that I speak into come back to me. I know how to generate a lead and I know how to generate a sale. Okay. I know how to generate a lead. I know how to generate a sale. I want you to think about that in the things that you're working on. Do you know those 2 things? And there's somebody right now that's going, yeah, but there's a lot of links. Yeah, but there's a lot of products. Yeah, but. And it is the yeah, buts that'll keep you going around in a circle for the rest of your life. Start with 1, then add to your repertoire as you get comfortable, and then add some more as you become more sophisticated. Start with one medium. Maybe it's Facebook. We teach a lot about Facebook. Then move into Instagram. Then move into, but the most important thing, guys, and this is what I want you to grasp. I was on, and Danny's here. I was on Clubhouse for the first time last night. I don't know if you guys are all familiar with Clubhouse. It's kind of like an app where people have conversations. It's kind of like podcasting, but group podcasting, group conversations. It's all audio. And it was only on Apple products. It was only on iPhones. And I used to go on my iPad, but it was a pain in the neck, and I just never got into it. And I know people crank it on there. So last night I saw our friend Danny post that it was available for Android. So I immediately jumped on, and I was on my first Clubhouse, whatever you want to call it, in my first room on Clubhouse. But you know, it's funny. And I was on there with my friend Angel, and it was a lot of fun. But guys, it doesn't matter what venue I go to now. It doesn't matter what kind of platform there is to share on. Once you know your prospect, once you know how to get a lead, and once you know how to, where to send them for them to buy, okay? Not for you to make a sale, but where for you to send them so that they can buy. You got the formula, and then you can go anywhere you want. And then all of a sudden, everything doesn't seem so complicated anymore. All of a sudden, doing it on Instagram isn't much different than doing it on Facebook, isn't much different than doing it on Twitter, isn't much different than doing it on LinkedIn. Yeah, they all have like a different culture, but that's just like neighborhoods in a city. Over here, it's this neighborhood and that neighborhood, and it's kind of a little different in each neighborhood or each city around the country. But in the end, it's the same. If you know how to drive a car, you know how to drive a car, guys. Each car you get in, when I rent a car, it takes me a few minutes to get used to it. The brakes are different than mine, or they're this, but it's a car. Focus on knowing your prospect and knowing your system, and I promise the rest will fall into place. Guys, this is Diane Hochman. I'm going to run over to the MLSPfanpage.com. We'll do a little Q&A. We'll commune. We'll hang out together. And then tonight at 6 p.m. Eastern, we're going to kind of dive in depth with this. And I'm going to talk to the crowd. Hopefully, guys, tag your people. Get a lot of people here, because this is the core. And if you're not a member, this is a members only training. If you're not a member, hit someone up and say, hey, give me the link for a $1 trial. And I call it a $1 demo. And you can spend a month with us, come to these trainings. We have daily coaching. See if we're a fit for you. See if we have some solutions for you and your business and the struggles that you've had. I think most of all, the community is the best part of it all. It's just having other people around that are coming down the road that are learning this stuff. It seems complicated when you get online. It's not if you take it step by step and you let some people give you a hand. So I'll be out 6 o'clock tonight to give everybody Eastern, everybody a hand. And now I'm going to hang up, and I'm going to head over to the MLSPfanpage.com. I'll see you guys over there. Take care. Okay, guys, so that was the wake-up call. I'm going to go over to the fan page and do the MLSP live. Hi, Danny. And I don't know if he's still on here, but and if any of you guys do need a trial account, a demo account, the link's there. It's DianeHochman.com/$1. Also, not to be rude, but if anybody's interested in the Tony Robbins stuff that's going on right now, I do have a link for that. The Ray Higdon stuff and the Marina Simone stuff, all incredible things going on. I've been writing some great letters to my list about things that are happening in the marketplace, and I'm taking them very seriously. I think we all should. All right, I'm going to go. I'll see you guys later. Bye.